This match on FS1 is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer.
While saying goodbye is never easy, it is also a reflection of the moments we shared and the memories that remind us it was all worth it. Tonight, we say thank you, Carly, for everything.
Carly Lloyd wearing the number 10 for the very last time in a USA uniform. Two-time FIFA Women's World Player of the Year. So many other awards in her illustrious career, which ends internationally tonight. Still has some club games to play for Gotham FC and maybe the playoffs if they continue to play well. So she's not closing the chapter just yet, just on her international career tonight. Underway from Allianz Field in St. Paul, Minnesota. USA in the red, white, and blue. Korea Republic, or South Korea, is in the white with black. Coming off a 0-0 draw on Thursday in Kansas City. Coming all the way back near the circle. Fox getting the start tonight. It's a young lineup. Carly Lloyd boosts the average age up.
By a fair amount, I would say.
Played in towards Macario. Almost got through, went down. Karen Abt is the referee, not making the call there. Played out to the left side and out for a throw-in. Solid throw-in. Sullivan. And that's going to go out of play. It's going to be a goal kick for the very experienced Jung Lee Kim. One of two changes, that's all, for South Korea from Thursday. They only made 3 subs the other night, so they were pretty pleased with what they had in that game against the U.S.
Yeah, and they're missing some of their key players as well. You have to mention that fact. And I'm just getting a look at how they've lined up. It looks like defensively they might be in a 4-5-1, and as the U.S. progresses, that may become a 5-back again. But it's something to keep an eye on because they started the match the other night in a 4-back, and then after 22 minutes, quickly transitioned to a 5.
Cho with that pass ahead. Yuri Cho moving it to the right side. South Korea will try to get numbers forward. USA had a huge edge the other night in all of the stats, except for saves.
And goals.
Yeah. US will press here. And now it's picked off. Up that far side. Advantage call, nope. Foul, you just can't hear the whistle with the noise level of this sellout crowd.
And it's a really strong, confident run from Emily Fox. You can see she gets the edge right there on number 7, Kim. That's what Emily Fox can bring to the attack for the United States. The other night, the outside backs weren't as aggressive in their rotations. That was part of the reason Vlaco felt like they didn't get the numbers advantages in wide areas, and something they want to rectify tonight. It's a really good, positive play from her early on.
Davidson from Dahlkemper, and that pass is off the mark. It's Carly Lloyd's farewell game. Last time we'll see her in a USA jersey. Her brilliant career will come to an end tonight. It'll be 316 games in her career. Will it just be 134 goals and 64 assists, or will she add to that total tonight? Coming all the way back, not quite as far as South Korea planned that one. And now it's out for a throw-in. And one of the things about Carly being a competitor, being a winner, she wants to go out with a win tonight with her team.
Oh, no doubt. And she wants to go out with goals, right?
Yeah.
And you think that if the United States can have their really big spells of possessions like they did the other night, Carly Lloyd getting in on the end of service is going to be really key. Her along with Lindsay Arant, both players at the back post, I think something the United States is going to look to take advantage of.
It'll be a solid throw-in. Valerie Pugh And Sophia Smith getting starts tonight. Smith, right side, Sonnet, looking for Macario, and that's going to be cleared out. It's another USA throw-in, keeping things on the front pedal. Long Sonnet throw-in into the box. She was looking for Lloyd, grabbed by the goalkeeper, Kim. 119th cap for her. Hoping she's not as busy as her counterpart was the other night.
She had a good game the other night.
She did.
I was surprised they didn't stick with her.
Yun was the goalkeeper with the 8 saves. Some of them spectacular.
And with South Korea holding a higher line like this, the ability to break off that line and pick up any loose balls that are coming through was key the other night and will continue to be so tonight, you'd presume.
Towards Macario, too far. John got it, and then lost it to Sonnet. Macario. The cross. Not on target. Comes out to Haran, the future number 10, the next one to wear that jersey. Probably starting in the November games. They're hoping to play 2 in Australia. Still TBD. Not yet finalized. Sullivan moving it right for Sonnet. Macario. Smith. It almost got through. Haran drops it. Macario. Pugh. They'll play it out wide. Fox back for Mal Pugh. Playing for the Chicago Red Stars. All 10 NWSL clubs represented on this roster. Into the box, headed away before it could get to Lindsay Haran. Macario recovers. Sonnet trying to get by Jong. Now the whistle.
And as the United States progresses towards the 18, they're getting in a 6-back. South Korea is. Incredibly difficult for the United States to find channels.
The Sonnet cross, deflects, right to goal. Today's telecast is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. Carly Lloyd's farewell match, scoreless here, 7th minute. It's a 0-0 draw just a few nights back in Kansas City. Coming all the way back to goal, Jane Campbell, who plays for the Houston Dash, receives this ball. Short for Dahlkemper, who's now her teammate in Houston. Haran. Sophia Smith. Portland Thorns attacker, try to play that one up. Settle there. Lloyd turning. Trying to pass that one in for Mal Pugh. Haran almost got to that ball.
And that's a good look, though, with the United States front 3. If you can get Sophia Smith cutting in, finding Lloyd and Pugh sliding across, that could be fruitful. Both wingers for the United States and Mallory Pugh, Sophia Smith, like to live in those interior channels more so than your typical wingers like a Megan Rapinoe, Heath. Those players will slash.
South Korea back in their own half. Hong with it. Number 5, pushing it to the left side. Youngju Lee. The Jong pass collected. Yuri Cho. Shu. And U.S. will collect that deep in their own half. And then look to start out. Davidson. Macario. Good switch. But South Korea stays organized.
And it's something we saw a bit the other night where the U.S. is not necessarily pushing the tempo as they're progressing through the thirds of the field. South Korea's in their 4-5-1 offensively, and there is space in the wide areas.
Smith trying to find it there. Towards the end line. She cuts it back for Haran. A shot deflects. Goal. 1-0 U.S.
told us the other night, one thing you want to do against a team that is organized and disciplined against South Korea is to score early. The United States does just that. Sophia Smith finds that channel wide, and now it's a 1v1 situation, something we haven't seen a lot of against South Korea. Defensively, she plays the perfect cutback ball to Lindsey Horan, who's trailing on this play. She senses there's going to be that seam, that gap, is patient with her run. She doesn't surge into it. She allows the play to evolve, and then she gets on the end of that pass by Sophia Smith and takes a lucky deflection in the end, which throws off Kim, and the U.S. is up 1-0.
Deflected in off Hong. They will credit the goal, though, to Lindsey Horan. It's her 24th international goal. Davidson with it. Let's see what that goal does now for this game. Long look for Smith. Just cleared out by Jong. Quick throw in from Sonnet. Off target, intended for Smith. The U.S. unbeaten in 61 straight games at home. Last home loss back in 2017. The other night, that 22-game home win streak was snapped in that draw. Vlatko Andonovski coaching the U.S. His team has only lost twice under his direction. Both of those losses in the Olympics, to Sweden and then to Canada. Tapped forward by Horan. Macario on the run. 5 in the attack. Make it 6 now coming for the U.S. and then more. But Macario's pass was picked. South Korea trying to counter. Macario came back. Helps to win it for Sullivan. And now that slows down the South Korean attack. Chu going long. So Young-ji, their captain, and Chelsea star, pulling it back. Good job defensively. Play back to Campbell, who clears.
And that's just a glimpse at what Ji can do. One of the top players in the women's game right now. Andy Sullivan is largely going to be the one tasked with spying her, but Ji found herself on the back line, and the early release was on.
Played forward by South Korea. Goo-min Lee. Lost it. The turnover. The captain, Lloyd, trying to find Smith. Hit a box. Shot is wide. Could have been 2-0.
Coulda and shoulda.
The oldest player on the team passing to the youngest player on the team.
How apropos, right? Carly Lloyd checking off that back line provides a lot of space then for both those other front runners to slice in, and that's something Sophia Smith is so good at. Now it's just the composure and the calmness as she gets into that 18 to put away her chances.
We remind you that Carly Cam is available tonight on the Fox Sports app. Ball headed down, and Pugh goes after goalkeeper out. Good play. Otherwise, that net is empty. Jung-mi Kim's clearance. It is brought down. Song lost it there. U.S. on the attack. Wide on the left side. Hugh and line trying to play it across. Headed once. Horan going in to try to keep that play alive. It does. Good job by Horan. Off a deflection. Finally cleared out by South Korea. A little clash there of heads, and play is stopped. And it is Fox, Emily Fox, who went down in a heap.
And it's just a ball that is up in the air for both to go after. You can see Goo-min Lee rises up with her. Hard to tell how they collided.
Only the 6th international appearance for Emily Fox, a name to watch for the future. From beyond 30 yards, free kick U.S.
And this has to be drawn up for a Lloyd finish, right?
You would think. Ball played up. close.
No, but I think they're trying to look to nod that back across to Carly Lloyd's run at the near post.
They did a lot of work yesterday in training on set pieces like they normally do. Sullivan moving it. Up the middle from Davidson to Horan. That's blocked. Collected by Fox. Plays for Racing Louisville, expansion side in the NWSL. Finishing off their first season. Sullivan. Horan. Cutting ball back from Fox. Lindsay Horan. She has the game's only goal. Came in the 9th minute. Now Pugh looking. Squaring. Macario. Couple of cuts there. Trying to get through. Help there from Sophia Smith. And the shot went high and wide.
I thought Smith was going to heel that one back into the path of Macario. One of the things the United States wants to work on is get into these central areas after they've got it in the wide ones and change the point. Macario tries to dance between two. She sneaks in, and right there, I thought Smith was going to release her. But she opts to go herself, and this one was rising as Smith is falling away from it when she gets on the half turn right there.
Smith, another name to watch. Having a good season with Portland. 7 goals. Leads the NWSL in shots with 88.
She's been incredibly impactful. She's done so well in a 2-front.
And she was impressive the other night against South Korea.
Yeah, I thought both her and Pugh sliding in were a boost to the United States offense. And you're just seeing the pace that they're playing with, the directness of their play as well.
Sullivan finds Macario. Putting it into space, the run from Lloyd, and that goes wide. Oh yeah, they're looking for her.
And you've got to give a lot of credit to Macario because she's had 2 passes like this that have gone astray early on in the game, but she stays with it. She's got a ton of space, gets that head up, and you just see Lloyd sneaking in front of that center back. I thought she was going to bring that down in stride. I think she's actually maybe trying to shoot this first time. Difficult skill.
Sun Julin was a center back defending against the great Carly Lloyd, who closes out her brilliant international career tonight in St. Paul, Minnesota, here on Fox. Fox. Macario. Long ball from Horan. Saw it high up from her right back spot. Couldn't catch up to that one. Goal kick for Jung-Mi Kim. Made her international debut back in 2003, was on 2 Women's World Cup rosters for South Korea. Sonnet. Doubled up. So Yun-Ji that got a piece of it. The rest belongs to Lloyd. Carly going upfield, putting it into space. The run there. Pugh, save. Corner.
But again, it's such another good look with the sliding in runs of those wingers. Carly Lloyd popping off that back line. Now she's between the lines, and she totally disregards the midfield with that touch. And now you've got the runner slotting in. Pugh should have put that one away.
Macario corner. Her club team is Lyon in France. Off to a great start with her club side this season. Macario went short. Deflected ball. Macario get to it first on the cut. Taken away. And that's going to be turned right back over to Dahlkemper. Big switch for Horan. In the 19th minute, USA with a 1-0 lead over South Korea. Brought down, good hard work, and then lost in the end. It was Smith who was working it. Sullivan in the circle for Dahlkemper. towards Andy Sullivan, who's the captain of the Washington Spirit. Had a good second half to the NWSL campaign. They're in the playoff hunt. Into space for Lloyd. That's going to go out. U.S. throw it. She took it quickly. Horan forced back. Now Pugh towards Fox's side. Pugh stays with it. Up for Lloyd. Too far. Sana was also there. Another goal kick. Towards the halfway line. Horan won that in the air. So Yeon-ji won 4 titles in 5 seasons with Chelsea. Played back. Look at Lloyd on the chase. Clipped ahead towards John. Smith does well. Angles it in. The flag is up though by Carly Lloyd for offside.
So good by Smith, though.
Let's hear now from Kindred de Saint-Amand.
Thanks, JP. I'm here with Pam and Steve, Carly Lloyd's parents. And first of all, I feel like you guys are the secondary people of the hour, right behind Carly and, of course, her husband, Brian, because you guys have been the support for so long. What does it mean here to be here tonight and see your daughter on this field? 17 years, 316 caps. What has it been like for you?
Unbelievable, amazing. We keep pinching ourselves, and I can't believe it's coming to an end.
Is that the biggest thing, that you can't believe it's coming to an end? I mean, what has the experience been like here just when you've been on this farewell tour?
It's been amazing. It really has, and everyone has been so wonderful. U.S. Soccer and all the Fox Sports, everyone. It's just so heartwarming, and I know how much it means to her. She's very excited. She's always been proud to wear the crest, and now, you know, at the end, she's just so happy, and we're just so happy for her and proud of her.
We always talk about it really takes a village, right? And through the journey of her young career and, of course, growing up and putting the soccer boots on for the first time ever and really falling in love with the game. So when I see the emotions on your faces as parents, what does it mean for the next chapter of her life and what that might be?
We can't wait. Vacations and getting together, holidays. She's missed so many holidays, birthdays, and maybe children in the future. We're looking forward to a lot of things, and can't wait.
Well, I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for the whole family. I know she's absolutely thrilled and excited to be moving on to this next chapter. So thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Kendra. Macario was looking for that ball. Instead, it comes back towards Sonnet, now cleared out of play.
I think people don't realize how many holidays you miss as a professional athlete.
Holidays, right? Birthdays, anniversaries, you name it.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving, I mean, the turkey dinner, does it get better than that?
Yeah. U.S. on the ball. They've got a 1-0 lead. Carly Lloyd's farewell match. Del Kepper across the way. Fox. Horan. U.S. finding the feet of Lloyd. Carly's wide. See Smith breaking. It's cut off though. Shoot. Go upfield. That's blocked too. On the move to Macario. And now the pass ahead. Sonnet looking for Pugh. It's going to be cleared. Out for a corner. Now that's Pugh.
Lloyd starting just by the goalkeeper. We'll see if she pulls back.
Headed up. And cleared, but right back towards Pugh. All the way across. Macario's header denied. And then cleared in one motion by South Korea. But they're not getting much of possession tonight, South Korea. All about defending.
As to be expected when you're sitting in a 6-3-1 deep in your own zone, your defensive zone. But this is what they're looking for. Moments of counterattack, and they've been very good at relieving that first spell of pressure for the United States by playing forward, breaking lines, and then they get the runners, the layers of runners to try to advance. But no, they're not going to have long spells of possession. It's a really good move on Emily Sonnet by Chu. And then tripped up.
South Korea is going to make a change. First substitution, and considering it's this early and it's only a 1-0 game, you'd assume that there might be at least a slight injury there. Younga Chong will come in, number 3, replacing Yuri Cho.
Yeah, and it's possible with Yuri Cho, more of an attacking player, Zhang more defensive.
So Yunji's pass to the right for Chu. Long ball into the box. It'll bounce right to Jane Campbell. We've just seen Yuri Chu has headed to the locker room. So injury or illness, one of those, it would appear. You're allowed up to 6 subs in these friendlies. At some point, probably in the second half, you would expect Carly Lloyd to come out and get a nice curtain call. Upfield, box sliding, Macario. That's blocked. So Yunji, first pass is a breakout one for Song. Headed for Gumin Lee, that's blocked. US back with it. Lloyd. Left sideline. Pugh on the cut. Lloyd. Left footer. Save. Caught. US.
I think any other day, Mallory Pugh goes herself on that one, but she took her head up and saw Carly Lloyd wide open at the top of the D. And mind you, Carly Lloyd won this ball back, beat the midfield line, and got her team in this position to begin with. Pugh sees her, releases it. You know what Carly's thinking.
US went short on that corner. Macario, who took the corner, setting it in. It's cleared. Not out yet. Son's pass gets away. Tierna Davidson for Horan. Macario running toward goal, finding Lloyd, trying to pass that ball off. Quick shot taken, stopped right there by Junmi Kim. Very active first half though for Pugh and Smith up top with Lloyd.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think the interplay of those three is something that the U.S. is going to miss without Lloyd. There isn't a player that can do that well back to pressure in the seam, that advanced seam, and provide the space for those two to make their slashing runs. But one thing Vlok will be extremely happy about is they are playing those penetrating passes between the lines in central areas. That was something that he wanted to see more of from his side, so they could start to understand, is it the pass? Is it the body positioning, the way we're receiving the ball that is failing us, so they can address it moving forward? It's a really good test for the United States.
Ball played in towards Lee, and that's going to go out for Jane Campbell, goal kick.
And I think it's helped having Lindsey Horan higher up on the pitch as well.
Davidson, who plays for the Chicago Red Stars, getting regular assignments now as a center back. U.S. deep there. You know you're deep when Del Kemper and Davidson start and Becky Sauerbrun's on the bench tonight.
Right, and
That's
Alana
deep.
Cook is at home, but another option. Emily Fox has been bright on that left-hand side, and that will continue to allow Tanner Davidson to play centrally.
Sonnet. Pugh. Now Pugh thinking about it, lets it go, but it's wide of goal. But it's good to see her instincts tonight, going for goal.
No doubt, and we've seen it all season long in the NWSL with the Chicago Red Stars. Tiana Davidson's team, as you just mentioned, it's a good little spin by Pugh. No one from that back line of Korea steps with her, which boggles the mind because they have 6 players back there. You've got to step with that player. They don't. She senses it, gets on the turn, and goes for goal. Like Sophia Smith, those 2 players both have to increase their production if they are going to be in the front line for the United States.
4 goals, 4 assists with Chicago this year. Leads the NWSL in touches in the offensive third by a huge margin.
Yeah, she's been so bright.
In towards Macario. Able to get some separation. Andy Sullivan. Del Kemper. Davidson. Guman Lee's on the chase defensively. Macario. Sullivan. Fox. Look at the defensive spacing for South Korea. This ball played in, intended for Smith. So Yun-Ji cleared. Deflected out by the U.S. This is a good test for the U.S. playing a team like South Korea. Paraguay, they played 2 games and they were both blowout games, so you don't really learn much about your team, but in a game like this, you do. And likewise, Colin Bell will learn much about his team playing against the #1 ranked USA. Moran. Getting it back. Out wide. Moran on the move, in the box. Dropping it back, Macario in, Lloyd to Macario, low shot, right at goal. There's a lot of passing in tight spaces.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And this is what Vlaka wanted to see. This is what fans are going to love. I mean, tight spaces, incredibly tight. The touches have to be spot on. Carly Lloyd has to get that out from under her feet. Macario continues her run to find the space, and it's very little. I mean, one step here, and Macario now has a window to release that ball.
After live action, Smith's pass was behind Lloyd. Cleared by Jong. Irene Kim's pass. Guman Lee. Throwing for South Korea. We've not been able to test Jane Campbell yet. We're in the 33rd minute. Campbell's last game, a shutout over Paraguay back on September 21st. Del Kemper had Sonnet free, but will try the long ball. She's more than capable of completing that. It's going to go out wider, though. Looked like Lloyd was the intended target. Pugh dropping it for Sullivan. The shot, Sullivan. Looked good, but it left her foot.
And Sullivan has an eye for goal, arriving late from the deeper midfield positions. I'm thinking Pugh is going to fry up that defender, but she's a little bit slow on it. You can see all the recovery runs come from South Korea, which means there's going to be space right behind that retreating midfield line. That's where she picks out Sullivan, who just opens up and tries to side foot that into the far post, doesn't dip.
Sullivan's first 2 international goals earlier in September on the 16th against Paraguay. It'll be a throw-in for South Korea. From right between the benches, Selji Zhang will take it. One of have several players on this squad that played in the last World Cup in France. They exited in the group stage, but they were in a tough group. Their first game, they lost 4-0 against France. You and I did that game to open up the tournament.
It was like ages ago.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, different manager back then, but it was this left side of South Korea that looked to be the more dangerous side the other night, but you haven't seen a lot of Seo Ji-jae getting forward, combining with Cho, Ji.
Macario's on the move, setting it up, and just missed Sophia Smith with that cross. Into space, not close enough though to Gu-min Lee, who is basically 1 against 3. Sonnet, Sullivan. Smith, Macario. Tackle away. Sonnet. Malpew. Trying to get outside of Jong. The cross is there. One swing. And a deflected ball out. Fox kept it on the deck. That's cleared up to Gu-min Lee. And there again, it's 1 against 4. That's what they're up against if they can get the ball to a forward.
That is not a fun job in this system if you're that lone striker.
Sullivan all the way back for Dahl Kemper. 36th minute, U.S. with a 1-0 lead. And a goal by Lindsey Horan. Deflected off a South Korean defender. Macario. She was detained there. They're going to bring it back for the foul.
And Macario, they don't have numbers. She opts to beat a defender 1v1, and you can see just blocks the path to that touch. I think the recovering defender gets there, or the covering defender gets there before Macario anyways. But App makes the call.
Macario is running off to the sideline. She's bleeding. So will get treated. Right now, the U.S. a player down. Mallory Pugh with his free kick. 2 in that wall for South Korea, including Soyun-ji. Ball is crossed. Horan just missed. Fox is after it. She'll keep it alive in the far wing. Davidson off that left foot. She was looking for Lloyd, who was closer to Horan. And then just cleared to safety. Throw in U.S. Smith leaves it. She and Pugh have changed sides more than once this evening. Now Pugh, 1v1 to the end line. She was cut off there. Good pass back. Sonnet. Horan. And Macario's back on the field. Having the bleeding stopped. Ball played up and cleared towards Gu-min Lee. Not close to it though. Headed by Dahl Kemper. Nice job by Pugh to keep it in. Soyun-ji into the middle. The cutback from Jong. Taken away. Lloyd. Left side. Macario. Fox in the middle. The shot is high and wide. A lot of interchanging of positions, Allie. She's the left back. She ended up in the center.
And she's been bright early in this game, but that's only because Carly Lloyd had faded a little bit wide. Fox felt like she was going to hold that positioning, and then she just continues her movement.
How about the movement tonight from Horan? She's been all over the field.
Yeah, I mean, both her and Macario are providing that third player in those wide areas, so it is 3v3. They're not necessarily getting numbers up, but the fullbacks are getting up for the United States. It's at least numbers even, and with 3 players on this side between Sonnet, Macario, Smith typically on the far side with Pugh, Horan, and Fox, you take those chances of those 3 players solving 3v3.
Pugh back now on that left side as Smith has shifted over. Did Horan earn a corner there? She does. And they'll take it quickly and short. U.S. on the ball. Davidson. Horan. Tierra Davidson. Back out wide, far side. The pass to the right. Sonnet got it from Pugh. Sonnet drives it across. That's blocked. Sonnet stays, fights for it. Battle continues. Good hustle. U.S. will keep it on a throw-in. That was all just hard work. Off Sonnet. Deflected out. This time it belongs to South Korea. 41st minute, just a 1-0 U.S. lead on a Lindsey Horan goal. That was intended for Lee. They've tried to find Lee on the counters, but have been unsuccessful so far. Vidal Kepper almost had Macario. So Yun-Ji knows what she was doing. Not only draws the foul, but draws the yellow card as well.
It's a big task tonight for Sullivan. And you don't mind this. I mean, she gets beat by G. She steps in too hard and then gets rolled ultimately. You don't mind, though, taking the professional foul.
The first booking goes to Andy Sullivan. On that long free kick, Fox is back there after it. Good work on that far side. It'll be a U.S. throw-in. 42nd minute. Getting closer to halftime. Rob, Alexi, and Danielle will take you through halftime on this night of a farewell to Carly Lloyd and her brilliant international career. Sonnet. Sullivan. Horan. Davidson. Ball rolls to the left. Horan to Macario. Cat will pull it back. Pugh in front. Not spilled at all. Kim has done a good job when balls have come across.
Absolutely has, and she's been right off her line as well, reading some of the danger that's coming in behind that back line. It's interesting, JP, and I saw it the other night. The U.S. is in no hurry to advance from that middle third. They're allowing South Korea to get 5 players back, 6 players back, when they could ultimately attack when they are in their 4-back situation.
Tyree Kim on the right. Trying to go long. U.S. looking for a numerical advantage. Going forward, it's Lloyd. Towards Smith. Taken away. Chong into the middle. Good effort there. Horan wins it for Lloyd. That touch for Pugh. Looking with Smith and maybe for Smith. Tackled away. So Yun-Ji bothered by Sonnet.
Oh, that ball was on.
Back for Sullivan. And now Davidson. Shot taken. And that was deflected out. Corner kick, U.S. Fifth one of the night. Carl's going to take it. Fox has had a good night so far. Very involved on both sides of the ball.
She has, and looks really confident. Just her 6th cap for the United States. I think she's only played coming to this match 33 minutes this calendar year.
She's only 22. There's Macario's in-swinger. It's down and deflected. The U.S. has got a second.
Good service right to that near post, and it looks like it's Andy Sullivan who wins the first one. She's just trying to flick this on and put it in a dangerous area. And then it comes off the boot, and I believe it might be Sophia Smith. Carly Lloyd likes it.
Gives them some separation right near the end of the first half.
And to be fair, they could have been up by a few more goals if Smith had finished her chance, Pugh had finished hers. But the U.S. doing well to create these moments.
Well, South Korea almost got out of this half, only trailing by 1, but they conceded a late one there. Really in stoppage time. And that is going to do it. Allie, your thoughts on the first half?
I think it was good for the United States. The thing you want to see is goal creation moments. They did that. They could have had a handful, in fact. And boss play, they dealt with the counterattack well, and the United States sitting 2-0 is a much better scoreline than the other night already.
After 45 minutes of play, it's the USA 2, South Korea no score. After the break, Rob, Alexi, and Danielle.
Back to Minnesota, Carly Lloyd's final international game. Early indications showing she's going to go out a winner. The U.S. with a 2-0 halftime lead over the Korea Republic. Glad you're back in the studio with us tonight. Rob Stone, Danielle Slayton, Alexi Lawless back here with you. Carly telling us the other day that she felt like she had this tunnel vision through the entirety of her career. Now she's just trying to soak it all in. We expect her to play maybe 15 more minutes, but here's how the first 45 went. Let's actually start before the game started. Honored that 316 jersey, her 316th international appearance. By the way, mom there on the left. How about her performance during the national anthem? Ooh, she was good and into it. 9th minute.
U.S. off to a quick start here. Service up the right flank, and we see a service into Lindsey Horan. Fortunate with a deflection, but I thought the United States did a good job of sending numbers forward. We see Smith picking out the exact right pass there, and it's great to get that early goal. Release a little bit of pressure.
The team's 67th goal this year, 24th for Lindsey.
Yep, in a game like this, the tendency to force it into Carly Lloyd here to just get her on the ball, but the U.S. hasn't been doing that, but they found their moments. Carly Lloyd gets this one in from Macario. Not quite the right timing and certainly not the quite direction, but they're looking for it.
And one of the things I think Carly Lloyd has been doing well is checking off that back line. We see her get faced up here, and how about that slip pass into Mallory Pugh? She's really got to do a little bit better with this one, drive that to the far post, but again, chances being created by the United States here.
Yep. She's involved all over the place and finding her moments straight ahead. Back on top of the box. She's just saying, give me that ball. Now, she doesn't get a whole lot of power on this, and it's from a long way out, but see what she's trying to do there. Just curl it in. Yeah, give it to me. You got it. It's coming. It's coming.
The temptation not to give it to her, right? I mean, just find Carly.
And there's some set pieces. All right, it's an own goal, but you know what? You put it in dangerous areas, and Andy Sullivan gets her head to it, knocks off the defender, and goes in the back of the net. They all count the same.
Yeah, about 10 minutes prior to that, Sullivan had a one-time effort as well. She has really shined through the opening 45 minutes. Turning the page to the second half, what's the priority list for the U.S.?
I think the priority is being more efficient with the chances they've created in the final third, and how can they continue to evolve their sophistication in breaking down a compact defense. I think that'll be important, looking not too far ahead, but a couple of years ahead as they try to qualify for the World Cup.
But we can look ahead. I think Macario, and we were talking about it in the green room, you know, she just keeps getting better and better and better. And Smith and Pugh, and the way that they come inside makes it really, really dangerous and interesting, especially for a team that's kind of bunkering back.
You guys missed one priority. Get Carly a goal.
It's a third priority. Okay. It's just the third one on the list.
It's a priority. You know they're looking for. Boy, we would love to see her celebrate one here in her final international game. Boy, she has impacted so many young girls, so many young men as well across this nation. Plenty more still to come. The U.S. up 2-0 at the break. The MLS regular season winding down tomorrow night. Sporting KC, one of just 4 clubs to have secured a playoff spot. They host the LA Galaxy. It is a massive Western Conference showdown, and it is live right here on FS1. Then on Thursday, we shift our focus to the CONCACAF Champions League final, the all-Mexican affair. Monterrey and Club America also here on FS1. But tonight, it's all about Carly Lloyd. The U.S. with a 2-0 lead in her final international match. Second 45 on the backside.
Today's telecast is sponsored by Volkswagen, the presenting partner of U.S. Soccer. Lindsey Horan with one of the goals. The other goal was changed to an own goal. USA with a 2-0 lead as we get ready to start the second half. Both of those goals actually took deflections as Minnesota honors Carly Lloyd, says goodbye to her brilliant international career this evening. Last time we'll see her in the number 10 jersey for the USA. Sellout crowd on hand at Allianz Field to watch her final performance. Second half underway. South Korea, the white with black trim, and it's USA, red, white, and blue. Macario on the ball. Played back the other way. Big switch to Fox. Pugh is coming back. She was one of the more effective players offensively, at least in the first half of the U.S.
Yeah, I think the whole front line and the interplay between her, Carly, and Sophia Smith.
Ball is taken away by South Korea. They had no real looks at Jane Campbell at the other end. Hardly get near the attacking third.
And very similar in the way that they're playing tonight, the way they did the other night as well.
Lindsey Horan with it, playing it up. Touch from Lloyd. Horan. South Korea back on it. Trying to play it out wide, and the foul on Fox. Kick from in front of the USA bench. Ball driven long towards Gumenlieb on the wrong side of her. South Korea could certainly use more possession. They spent too much of that first half on the back foot defending. Jong got it out wide, left sideline. Was back there defensively. So that ball went out. Now let's go and hear from Kendra DeSantomen with a very special guest.
Thanks, JP. You are absolutely right. A very special guest, Carly Lloyd's husband, Brian, who has been here every single step of the way from the journey. High school sweethearts, I hear. What has this farewell tour been like for you?
I mean, it's bittersweet, you know, seeing her play since high school. You know, it's a lot of games, and it's definitely been an emotional night. Been an emotional couple months just knowing that, you know, it's coming, but it's been pretty surreal.
I feel like it's probably been an emotional 17 plus years for you. She said if there's anybody who's been on the same journey that she has, it's been you. So when she said to you, or you guys decided that this was probably the right time, what was that conversation like?
It was tough because obviously, you know, it's been our whole relationship, so it's hard to know something's coming to an end, but you know, I'm pretty proud of her. It's been an amazing journey seeing her play throughout this whole career that she's had, and it's been absolutely amazing, just everything she's accomplished and who she is as a person, and just all the accomplishments that she's had. It's just been unbelievable.
Thank you so much. You know, you said one journey, this one's coming to an end, but a new one is going to be starting for you guys. So congratulations on this journey for the both of you, and I'm excited to see what's next.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Back to you, JB.
Thank you, Kendra. Shot from distance, and it's stopped by Campbell. It's the first one she's had to make on USWNT. First threat of the night. Here's Pugh. USWNT almost took it away, and that's blocked again. Picked up by Sullivan. Smith, right side. Still on it. Cut back from Sonnet towards Macario. She was taken out. USWNT. That's cut off there. Fox again. Winning yet another ball on that left sideline. Flag stays down, and now it finally does go up.
And Lloyd frustrated 2 times in a row now, been in the offside position. I think if she clears that space, Emily Fox continues and has a solo run down that sideline.
How much more will Carly Lloyd go tonight? I thought maybe she'd get 60 minutes or thereabouts. We'll see.
I know, but how is she not getting 89 minutes, right? You're Carly Lloyd, you get your 89.
Yeah. Well, a young son will come into the game. Human Lee comes out. Human Lee is one of 3 players that play over in England. The rest of the team plays the domestic league in South Korea. And 13 players coming from 2 of the more popular teams. Ball stays in play on the right side. Chu gave it a long ride upfield. Off Davidson. Then off Horan. Should be a foul, and it is on Davidson. There's been 1 yellow card in this game. It went earlier to Andy Sullivan. There'll be a free kick here when play continues. Well, that was confusing.
Yeah, right.
US looking for some space here.
Well
They'll
done.
find Horan. Fox with Pugh on the run on that left side. Emily Fox cutting towards the middle. Macario from distance. Pushing it wide for Sonnet. Has Smith with her on that side. Sonnet cutting. Left foots it. Up for grabs. Horan across. That's blocked. Headed out. Macario was going to go for it. Instead, it's Sonnet. Macario. Andy Sullivan. Long distance shot, but it's right at goal. Good year for Andy Sullivan and the Washington Spirit, despite 2 forfeits. They've had a nice run.
And they found themselves in 3rd place. A lot of young talent on that squad. Players that I think Blanco will be looking at. Trinity Rodman, Ashley Sanchez. Hatch is having a great season as well up there in the Gold Boot race.
Don Kemper with it. Megan Rapinoe and Rose LaBelle are getting set to become the first U.S. subs. And you would wonder if Carly Lloyd might be coming out. We'll see. At least there's one of those changes. Here is Mallory Pugh. Pushing it wide. And Kim plays it across. Headed down, stopped, and held on to by Jimmy Kim.
You thought that was going to be the moment. Pugh does so well. She just glides right by her defender. Look at all the space. She knows a long touch. She's going to be the defender there. Has time to get her head up and around that on the service, and Lloyd just feasting at the back post. Does all the right things and tries to nod that one down, but actually gets too much of the ball, and it pops up right to Kim.
Jane Campbell will send it left side to Fox. U.S. about to make a double switch. Fox takes off with it. Horan. Mallory Pugh on the left side. 1v1 again. Enline cuts it back. She was looking for Smith. The ball rolls out. It's going to be a corner kick for the U.S. See the changes before this corner is taken. Pugh is going to come out. She had a good run in this game.
She had a great game, and someone that's coming back in the national team scene that had been on the outside for a long time. You got to remember, big NWSL games coming up this weekend. Important for Pugh. And Macario's got a journey home back to Lyon. Game from Macario, I think, in that attacking mid-spot. Those places are so difficult to find space in, but she had some really good moments.
It's the U.S. corner, so Carly Lloyd remains in. We're in the 56th minute. Driven across by Rapinoe, it's down. Cleared right back to Megan. She'll hold there, she'll drive it again. It's up for grabs. Shot taken high and wide from Horan. Well, you've got a couple of playmakers in there if Carly Lloyd's looking for a goal, right? So maybe...
I was just thinking exactly that. Rapinoe serving one up to Carly Lloyd sounds well in the script.
Or LaBelle.
Final ball from LaBelle.
Yeah. I was looking for that one. Sent the other way. Shaw on the run. As well to get back. Campbell clears. Still a 2-0 U.S. lead. It's Horan with one of the goals. One goal credited at the end of the first half. Was the second U.S. talent. Son just clears to safety. Being thrown for South Korea. She wanted to. Otherwise, the U.S. might have had a break with LaBelle. So-Yun Ji. Knocked by Harry Kim. Sixth game of 2021 for South Korea. USA has played in now 22.
Yeah, I know that was something that Colin Bell was frustrated with. He wants his side, contrary to what we're seeing, he wants his side to be more attacking, to be more entertaining going forward and not be so defensive. But when you're up against a team like the United States, you have to shift a bit of that focus, no doubt.
this two-game set against the USA, ranked number 18 in the world by FIFA. U.S. has been number 1 now for several years. Jack Campbell will call off Davidson. 59th minute. 2-goal U.S. lead. Sonic. Davidson pressured. Campbell. Fox shows for it, but that ball was out. Irene Kim with that throw-in. USWNT pushing it back. That's from John. USWNT from distance, moving it forward. That's blocked. Cleared by Sullivan in one motion up for Lloyd. Smith trying to return it. It's going to roll out off a deflection. USA throw in. Lloyd's over on the far side. She'll just take it. Lavelle. Fresh legs of Rose Lavelle. Looking, thinking about it, shooting it, but that's wide as well. Why not shoot, though, if you're not being closed down, right?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. No one stepped to her. And we've seen this from Rose Lavelle before. When she beats that midfield line, it's so challenging for anyone to catch up to her. And then very slowly, the South Korean does the right thing and condenses that space as she nears the top of the 18 so she can make a play on that shot.
Going for it, but Horan got there first. Fox. Rapino. For Davidson. That ball goes out of play. Throw in for Irene Kim. An hour has gone by. U.S. still with that 2-0 lead. Carly Lloyd's farewell match. Sonic. Sonic will go all the way back for Dahlkemper. Big switch to Fox. Run it down with the left foot for Rapino. Lloyd tap back. Then Lloyd heads for goal. Lavelle. Trying to slip it through to Smith. Just cleared the safety by South Korea. USA with a throw-in. Battle for the ball. US trying to win it there. USWNT with the long ball. U.S. have defensive cover. Play back to Campbell as well against that pressure. Horan trying to find Rapino in the middle. It's blocked. Next as well. Towards Sonnet. Slipping through. U.S. Smith. Lloyd makes a run in the box. Smith drives. Sophia Smith inside netting.
And you thought this one was going to be teed up for Lloyd. U.S. does incredibly well in tight space just to walk the tightrope down that right flank. Sophia Smith rolls her defender, and now she's going after the center back that's drawing out. I'm thinking she's going to try to loft this one back post to Lloyd, but tries to beat the goalkeeper near post. Side netting.
Meanwhile, Alex Morgan is getting up. So one would think that might be a like-for-like swap. For Lloyd, we'll see. Smith. Rapino was calling for it. For Lloyd. Looked like it was on. South Korea will get to that ball. They're trying. They're trying to find him.
Feels like it's coming, though.
South Korea looking for it. Holding the line was Cho. Irene Kim into the middle. Chu. For Cho. Cut off by LaBelle. Good defensive work by Rose, finding Haran. Rapino, left side. Lloyd running toward goal. Holding it up for Haran. Lindsay will find Rapino wide. Then Lloyd heads for the box along with Smith. Denied by South Korea. Off Rapino. So Yunji. Played forward by Song. Again, South Korea caught in a numbers game against them. Alex Morgan getting closer to that fourth official. And we are going to see, she's got to come in for Carly Lloyd. Her night, her international career is over. Saw her husband's name at the back of the jersey. Hollins, number 10. The Nationals don't get to say this often, so I'll say it now. Thank you, Carly, for all the great memories. And best of luck in your next journey. Solid on that right side. She'll hold things up. Carly talked about how emotional it might be. You could see the emotion on her, her teammates, the coaching staff, the fans.
She may be done internationally, but the mark she left on this sport is forever. She did it differently. Big games, big moments.
She did it her way. She was the story tonight. We all knew the game was secondary. That's just the way it is when one of the all-time greats calls it a career. We're all glad to be a part of it here on Fox. Rapino on it, looking for Alex Morgan. And now the ball is played back to goal. Lim. Haven't found So Yunji much tonight. She's the one that could break down a defense.
She just makes those smart passes, though, that maybe go unnoticed.
Smith, there's Rapinoe. Tackled away from her. The Horan pass to the left. Megan Rapinoe back forward, sending one into the box, too close to goal. Horan made the run.
I'm still calling a yellow card for Vlaco for not giving her 89 minutes. Just feels wrong. It was coming. The momentum was there.
Especially with all the subs that he made, right? He brought in playmakers to help out. Someone plays it up for Lavelle, who heads it forward. 69th minute. So Carly got more than an hour in on this very special night. Rapinoe sliding it through to Morgan. The shot, and there's one for Alex Morgan. 3-0 U.S.
Now this is an absolute beauty of a goal. It's the ball by Megan Rapinoe outside of the right between the seams where Alex Morgan is going to end up, not where she is. And Morgan's so patient in their timing of this. We have not seen this ball or this run all night long. Early ball, South Korean defense is not organized. They're not stacked up in their six back. So that channel is there for the take, and Alex Morgan with a sweet finish between the legs of Jung-Mi Kim.
115th international goal for Morgan, who scored 3 times against Paraguay back on September the 21st. Alex adding to the brilliant numbers that she came into this game already with. Here's Rapinoe. Turning back, Horan into the middle. The Sullivan pass is short for Sonnet. Their teammates with Washington. Intended for Smith, too heavy in the touch. It's going to be a goal kick for Jung-Mi Kim. And now the U.S. is getting ready to make 3 more changes. That'll do it for the night, with Sauerbrunn, Williams, and Heath all coming in. Sullivan's night is done. See who else is going to be coming out.
From injury, working her way back, and Washington Spirit will be glad to see her come off the pitch unscathed.
Smith had a good night. She comes out. Tierna Davidson, likewise.
Yeah, Smith was really influential early on in that first half. Didn't see as much of her in the second half. Davidson not tested much. Did what she had to do. You see her step up and try to play make from that center back position. That's going to be important for her moving forward.
U.S. have made all 6 changes. 72nd minute, a 3-0 lead, commanding lead now for the U.S. Alex Morgan continues to add to those totals. The team has never lost in 78 games when she has scored a goal. 68 wins, 10 draws. Heath, plays now for Arsenal. Rapinoe, out for a corner. Corners are always dangerous when Rapinoe's taking them. Potentially dangerous. Korea have a player down. That's the reason for this. Hyrie Kim is the player, and she's going to be substituted out for Lee Jin Cho, who's only 20, plays for Korea University. And she'll make her international debut right now. Third substitution for South Korea. Pino goes short to Fox. Sauerbrunn. Dropping it back. Kemper going long. Flag staying down. A collision there, though, as play is stopped. Another South Korea player down after that collision with Fox. Chu is the player.
It's just a recycled service for the United States off of a corner kick. Fox rises up, and you can see it was right into Chu's head there.
74th minute, U.S. with a 3-0 lead. When Lloyd left the game, she had given the captain's armband to Rapinoe, but Becky Sauerbrunn is now the U.S. captain. She was designated as captain of the team before. So Carly watches now her former teammates, I guess, or once a teammate, Allie, always a teammate. Former teammates? Current teammates? Too soon? Help me out.
Current.
On this left side, held up by Heath. Back for Becky Sauerbrunn. And back to goal. Sauerbrunn, age 36, but still playing at a high level. Fox.
Hey, we've seen what Carly Lloyd has done. Can't put an age on it.
Here's Tobin Heath pushing it across. Del Kemper sends the U.S. forward. Lavelle. Rose going full speed ahead. Got hit a couple of times, continued her run, and then in the end was dispossessed. So-Yun-Ji. Back for Zhang. By Hall. In no rush, will go back to goal. Jimmy Kim, long, almost gave it away. In the end, it will be given away as the ball just rolls out. Durant's pass ahead. Tobin Heath in the circle. Simple pass ahead for Sonnet. Lindsey Horan, next time the U.S. plays, she'll be wearing that number 10 jersey. Ball coming back, Sauerbrunn. And Fox is there. Heath, good idea for Morgan. Gets his stuff behind the defense. Morgan shot. In the end, thought that was going to go wide, but it was cleared out anyway by Jungmi Kim. It's a corner for the U.S.
And it's a good quick release from Tobin Heath, who slotted into that double 10 position. Attacking mid to find Morgan running in behind.
Megan Rapinoe to take it. She'll drive that ball head wide. And it's going to be a South Korea goal kick. It was uncharacteristic the other night for the U.S. not to score a goal. They had gone 60 straight games at home with goals. 0-0 at the other night in Kansas City. Tonight, they get 3. Speaking of Kansas City, the team in the NWSL made a big announcement today. A new stadium is coming for the women, not as a secondary tenant, but as a primary tenant. That's great
right.
news.
Did you see the schematics on that? First ever, by the way, anchor team being a women's team. NWSL looks fantastic.
Good job by Kansas City. Earlier, they announced a new training facility.
Right.
They're doing things right there. Next year they'll play at the home of Sporting Kansas City, Children's Mercy Park. Ball is played back now to South Korea, and they will clear it out. 79th minute. U.S. with a 3-0 lead as Heath plays it for LaBelle. That's intercepted. So Yunji, breakout pass on the left. But everywhere you look at the field, that time there were 2 forwards upfield for South Korea, but 4 defenders for the U.S.
And again, it's just by design for South Korea. Limit the space for the United States offensively means numbers back. I mean, you don't have a lot going forward. And G's been patient when she's gotten on it. She hasn't been surging forward. She's been asking her outside wingbacks to fly and then attack with a 3-back.
Throw in for Chu. Morgan got a piece. Lynn Williams got the rest. Lynn Williams on the chase. She plays for the North Carolina Courage and has for years. Lifted long into the box and never got there. Great work rate all night from Lindsey Horan on both sides of the ball. Sauerbrunn, 80th minute, U.S. with a 3-0 lead over South Korea in Carly Lloyd's farewell game. Mentioned before, her international career is over, but her Gotham FC team have a couple of games left against Racing Louisville as they try to make the playoffs. They're in 5th place right now. Top 6 make the NWSL playoffs, so Lloyd's overall playing career could be extended a few more weeks.
And I presume it will be. They actually could have sewn up that playoff berth during this international window. They played Kansas City to a 0-0 draw. If they'd gotten a result in that game, they'd be in for sure. But I think she's got a few more games in her future.
They just got a draw that night. Both teams are missing several players due to this international window.
Purse has been fantastic. Another name that is going to no doubt be back in with this international team.
Long ball, that's Sauerbrunn. Fox and Rapino on that side. Cut off. So Yunji's pass, that's blocked. She was looking for Jin Cho. Horan. A Sonnet drives it long for Rapino. Nice touch for Heath. Lavelle, that was well done. Tobin Heath bringing it down, defended by 2. 2 South Korean players were right there. That pass was telegraphed. A break at the other end. Did the U.S. get numbers back and they slow the play down? It's been one of the themes of the night. Lavelle lost it there. Lim for Chu. Rapino pressing. Ball deflects out. Throw in for South Korea. They'll be looking forward to January when they get ready for World Cup qualifying. 2023 Women's World Cup is really right around the corner. Shot is deflected and then Campbell was able to get to it. So Yunji was threatening.
Yeah, and Heath lucky to get away with that one.
Heath, right side pass. Lynn Williams has help. Couple of cuts, then the shot. Fingertip save. Rapinoe. Flicked by Heath. Horan was trying for it. So G, short pass ahead, and now turned over to Sauerbrunn. Rapinoe. Squares it. Lovell. Right-footed shot. Looked like she was going to chip the goalkeeper. Good to see her go with that right foot. Show a little confidence in it,
right?
Yeah.
She was going to have a go early. It's on my right.
Yeah.
All right. Why not?
I say the Women's World Cup is right around the corner. Qualifying is around the corner. But even before that, the Men's World Cup in Qatar. So back-to-back World Cups again on Fox, 2022 and 2023. Lavelle has help. Has Rapinoe. Played across. Deflected ball stays in the box. Shot taken by Lavelle is blocked and then cleared but not out. Sonnet keeping it alive. Horan edge of the box. Sonnet, the cross. It bounces. There's a goal for the U.S. Megan Rapinoe's on the board. It's 4-0.
By Rapinoe. You can see the United States just stacked up on that back line, and Emily Sonnet bends it in between the most defensive part of that back line in the midfield. Rapinoe pulls off and then has just a nice half volley as this pops up for her, sits nicely, and no chance for Jungmi Kim.
Puts an exclamation point on the night, and then Rapinoe acknowledged Lloyd on the sideline right at the end of that. 2 for South Korea. A different game than the other night for sure now. Fox won another ball for Horan.
Yeah, and you go back to the early goal the U.S. scored.
When Blefto and Danovsky, the U.S. head coach, talked about that. If you don't score early against South Korea, they get more confident in their defending, and then you get more frustrated.
Tighter. And you force things a bit more.
Megan Rapinoe adding 1 there for good measure. 4-0. U.S. on top. We're hoping for 2 more games, as we said earlier in the show. In Australia, they were dealing with some COVID issues there, but hearing that those 2 games might get played now. And then we'll probably see the next phase start in January with the January camp, but you'll see new faces, that's for sure. They'll look for some younger players and maybe some veterans in the NWSL who've had good years, who deserve another look, or a first look in some cases.
Yeah, I'd love to see Sofia Huerta get called in. She's transitioned to right back. Laura Harvey, Noah Rain. Noah Rain looked good. Portland Thorns took the shield, but Noah Rain is definitely a team that can make a deep run come playoff time.
And right now, the Rain are in 2nd place in the NWSL. Rapinoe on that team. Sending it long into space. Lynn Williams running it down. A step behind the defense. Williams in a cut. Drops it back. Heath was looking. That was too unselfish, trying to find Alex Morgan. Minute, 4-0, U.S. leading in Carly Lloyd's farewell game. Ends up with 316 games played, 134 goals, 64 assists, and we will talk to Carly at the end of the night, so stick around.
And how about that 98 of her goals came after the time she was 30? 98.
It's incredible. Way better than a goal for every couple of games after 30. Offside is is Lynn Williams. All the numbers
right there, by the way.
All the numbers on Carly are staggering. National Soccer Hall of Famer as soon as she's eligible for induction. It's not just the goals, it's the big goals. They've been referenced tonight, both in studio and here. The game-winning goals in 2 Olympic gold medal games. The brilliance of the 2015 Women's World Cup, which she scored 3 times in about 16 minutes, including one from the halfway line. All the Olympic goals, all the World Cup goals. What a career and what a night to cap it all off. Clock stays down off the foot of the goalkeeper and in. 5-0. Get that one to Rose.
Are just flowing out for the United States. Lynn Williams just ticks that one forward, and Morgan pops off the back line, provides that channel then for Rose Lavelle to search forward. Talked about Rose Lavelle on her right foot. Well, this one lands just nicely in stride there. She does not get a hold of it cleanly, but it doesn't matter. Placement over power. Kim goes to ground, and that one finds its way into the back of the net.
5-0 lead for the U.S. here at Allianz Field in a sold-out stadium. 90th minute, 17th international goal for the gifted Lavelle. So Yun-Ji was going to take this free kick, but now will head forward and let a teammate take it. It's played long by Hong. Defends on that far side. 3 minutes added on in stoppage time. Lavelle takes off. Williams. Sonnet. Sonnet now on this left side, with Fox shifting over. Sauerbach. Wide to Rupino. Putting it into space. Morgan trying to track it down. The goalkeeper, Kim, is out there.
Those early services were not coming in the first half, early in the second half. We've seen the U.S. use that to a good extent now, finding a lot of success there.
Tobin Heath. Sliding it through for Williams. Goal! 6-0 U.S. Lynn Williams.
Of South Korea. Tobin Heath patient there. You see the defender go down. That's where the channel opens up, and Lynn Williams sees it, smells it, drives her run into that area, and Tobin Heath, just a beautiful little touch pass here, fades it into the path of her. Lynn Williams, clean, composed finish, slots that far post. Really well scripted by the United States. And they can feel it. This crowd is loving it.
Replacement now, Chu will leave and Jungmin Lee will come in. No caps for her until right now. She'll only get a short amount of playing time. Lynn Williams, 14th international goal. Majority of those have come since Zlatko Andonovski has taken over as the USA's head coach. Well, what was once a close game has broken open. It was almost 1-0 at the halftime whistle, but the U.S. scored one on an own goal. That gave them the 2-0 cushion, and then 4 goals in the second half. And the last 3 about 5 to 7 minutes apart.
Still should have given Carly Lloyd 89 minutes.
There you go.
That's my story. I'm sticking with it.
Campbell will put it back into play. Just seconds left here on Carly Lloyd's big night. And the U.S. national team's big offensive night with the 6 goals. Headed forward by Morgan. Again, we'll be chatting with Carly in the postgame, so keep it here on FS1. Lavelle looking for Williams. She'll get that off a deflection. That is going to do it. U.S. with a 6-0 win over South Korea in Carly Lloyd's last appearance in a USA jersey, proudly wearing the number 10. Allie Wagner, your thoughts on the overall night?
It was Carly Lloyd's night. I mean, the performance by United States, 6-0. Carly Lloyd doesn't get on the score sheet, but this was about a celebration of maybe the most influential player in United States women's program history. And a well-deserved goodbye. Many players do not get this. Many players do not get to go out on their own terms and get this celebration. Fantastic all around by the team. But it's all about the celebration for number 10 for the last time.
Yeah, if you were writing a script for it, you would have had her leave with a hat trick, right, or something like that. But the team wins. They get 6 goals. She's acknowledged by her teammates, and she is most definitely acknowledged by this sellout crowd.
Yeah, and she started the night with the youngest team on this squad. And you're seeing maybe the passing of the torch to players that are going to wind up in that front line long after Carly Lloyd sitting at home watching these games on the telly.
Well, those of us, including those in the studio, have watched Carly Lloyd play for years, and Rob will get to watch her again in some NWSL games, but her international career ends tonight. As we toss back to you, we'll try to catch up with Carly in just a few minutes.
JP, we are far from done with our coverage. Carly Cam is not done. Don't turn it off yet over on the Fox Sports app. There will be a team huddle, and Carly will be addressing the stadium on numerous levels. So plenty more to come here as we're looking forward to this. The U.S. getting 4 goals in the second half to really pull away in the last half hour. They win at 6-0. Their home unbeaten streak stretched now to 62 straight games, but the focus on Carly Lloyd. Subbed out in the 65th minute. Alex Morgan comes on and almost immediately gets a goal, but Carly Lloyd, as we've finally seen the conclusion, Danielle, right now, and you know emotions are going to start really kicking in. But what has she meant to this U.S. women's program and to women's soccer overall?
She's a legend, and she has not only impacted the players that she has played with, but she has impacted the future players that will not only come through the women's national team program, but the young girls, the young boys, everyone who is watching and feels the United States a passion for this team. She has impacted every single one of us who've had the chance to see her play.
She's provided also a very unique example, and every player takes different pathways and courses and ups and downs and all that kind of stuff. And so whether it's players within her team and in her locker room that are looking at her and taking inspiration, or so many millions outside that are looking at her taking inspiration from the good times and the bad times, the ups and downs that she has had. And through it all, you know, as JP said, she did it her way. And it was a very unique way to do it. And I think when you talk to her and hearing her talk all this week about the lessons that she has learned and how she has evolved and grown, not just as a soccer player, as a person, it's sad to see her go. But with all of those tools that she has, it's going to be really interesting to see where she goes from here.
An amazing dedication to the sport, to her team, to her country. One last huddle on the field. I can't even imagine what is going through her body right now. 17 years she's represented this country at the highest level. Won 2 Olympic gold medals, won 2 Women's World Cup titles, a 2-time FIFA Player of the Year. And you know things are just starting to settle in right now. It is final on the international stage, as JP mentioned. She still has some more matches remaining with her club in the NWSL. You see the lights dipping down right now. They're going to roll a tribute video. And we're going to take you through Carly's reaction to it before she addresses the crowd.
U.S. soccer fans, please turn your attention to the big screen on the south end. As for one final time, we honor the unforgettable moments and historic
easy turn since we met 21 years ago. Through the highs and lows, and when the challenges arose, you dug deep and you worked even harder. Being able to see you play throughout your whole career has been absolutely amazing. And now, as your journey comes to an end, let's take a look at an exceptional career.
Starting with words from her husband, and you know this song. We've heard it numerous times in moments like this. Her family taking in the video. There's her husband right there in the middle. Brian Hollins, high school sweetheart from Jersey. Look at that smile.
a better atmosphere for one last game that I played tonight. Thank you to everybody who came out. This is an unbelievable stadium. Fantastic team performance tonight. Great goals, great win. I was really happy that we ended on a win, so thank you to my teammates for that one. It's been an emotional few days. It's been an emotional few months. It's been a long career, and I don't know that there's really much that needs to be said. But I just want to take a few minutes to thank a lot of people. I want to thank all of you fans for the support. It really means the world to me, everybody, the doubters, the critics, everybody. I love you all. You've pushed me to greater and greater heights throughout my career, and I'm extremely thankful for that. To my amazing teammates, and former teammates, I've had the privilege to play with some unbelievable players throughout my career. I've had the privilege to play against unbelievable opponents as well. But I think the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this journey is the memories, is the journey with every single one of you. I played together with many of you for a lot longer than others, but every small part, you all have played a huge role in my career, and I can't thank you enough for the memories. That is what I'm going to take away most throughout this career. Coaching staff, thank you. I know it was a little bit of a joke that I've outlasted every national team coach that I've played for, except for Blacko. You should feel very special. So many people throughout our support staff. Now, this is a team sport, but there's a team behind the team, and none of you see that. And for 17 years, we've started off with a support staff that has been small, and now it's actually gone bigger than the amount of players we have. But everybody has played a role, from our admin, Ryan Dell, to Jake, our equipment, trainers, massage, Heifetz, 26 years here on this team, PR guy. Our comms group, the U.S. Soccer event staff. You guys don't understand what goes into this. We go from city to city. We pack up about 1,000 cases of Zargs, whatever they're called, and move. And they have to unload and load up and pack things away. And I am extremely grateful for all that you have done, for all the prior people, support staff, incredibly thankful for that as well. And I want to thank U.S. Soccer for the opportunity, for all of this, for everything that you've done. I think I've cried all the tears that I possibly could be. I'm going to enjoy this moment with my team tonight. My family. There's been no greater feeling in the world than having you guys here at the end of my career by my side. And Brian, I'm very thankful that you made it on the Jumbotron for doing an interview. You brought tears to my eyes. But everyone, 17 years, 34 years playing this beautiful game. It has been an honor. I have been absolutely grateful for every opportunity that I have stepped out on this field. And I hope that you know that I gave it everything I had for every single one of you. I will never forget this moment. I will never forget the city of Minnesota, the stadium, the atmosphere, the people. Thank you to everybody who has played a role in my journey. I can't thank you enough. And that is it. I am signing off. You will not see me on the field, but you best believe that I will be around helping this game grow.
Plenty more still to come from Minnesota. We will interview Carli Lloyd, full match highlights. The international career of one of the game's greats is over.